Bam bam. There it is, 102.7
Yay!
Kiss FM. And joining us for a visual of dancing while we play that on the radio is Camila Cabello. Oh my gosh, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for playing my song.
We're going to play it a lot.
Yeah,
I can
all
tell
day.
you that right now. It's going to be played a lot. Don't worry.
I like the visual of you guys dancing too. That was the first time
I
that
always
heard...
feel very awkward dancing to an artist's song that they have, done and has come out. So thank you for bearing with us.
Show it off, Brian. Show it
I
off.
know.
It's impossible
It's
not to
about time.
dance. It's such a good song.
So,
Thank
all right,
you.
let's get to the song and the elephant in the room right out of the gate. This song has lyrics that are reflective of real life in a way for you. We see that. Can you tell us a little about the moments of putting that song together and then releasing it in that sort of time?
Totally. I mean, I think that the song was inspired by an idea that I had where, in this album, Familia, I'm going back to a lot of the music that I listened to growing up, a lot of Latin music that I listened to growing up. And in Latin music, there's a lot of songs that almost carry within it like a life lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to make a song like that with English words. And I feel like the lesson in this, which is the lesson that I feel like I'm learning as I'm growing up, is that life has its cycles. I was in a long relationship that was amazing and awesome, but things change and things end, and then different things begin again. And I feel like this song just kind of reflects that cycle of love, that you're in love and then you're out of love and then it hurts and then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just kind of like keeping your head up through that and trying to savor what it is to be human and have things change.
Listen, anytime there is a life lesson and a breakup in my life, I find it very hard to get past it. And I still, yeah, right. Like, it's hard for me. I can't even imagine releasing a song about it, but it sounds like, you went through it already.
Totally. And I think that a big part of me kind of being able to heal and to move on and to process things is getting in the studio and writing about it. And this song was so much fun to write because, one, it was Ricky Reed and Scott Harris, who I made my whole album with. And also this particular day too, freaking Ed Sheeran was in the room too. And he's somebody that, I've looked up to for such a long time, like, embarrassingly, like my fans know that the first time I met him, I was 3 years old. Not really. I was 16. I was 16, but I cried. I was so excited. And to be able to get in the room with him and have him kind of support me through an experience that I was going through at that time, and also support me by being on this song and being on my album, and getting to write with him was such a full circle moment, getting to go through something that is difficult, but get to process it with friends and get to laugh and and dance and have joyous moments come out of it is one of the best things about this job.
Yeah, the music video is out with friends and with Ed and dancing and having a good time. What's interesting, Camila, is that I remember some of the first few times I ever spoke with you when you were in Fifth Harmony, and there were conversations about you couldn't wait to be able to do your music, and you couldn't wait to be able to talk, write about, and sing about, and feel the things that you feel. And clearly, this is as you can be, and Familia as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And I feel like ever since I was really young, it's all, and I think for all of us really in different ways, I'm not even just referring to Fifth Harmony, but I think every person in general, you're just constantly on the path to hopefully what is the truest, fullest expression of myself. And you make mistakes and you do things that don't feel like you, and you're that didn't feel good. And then you're oh, okay, I did this, and that felt really good. And I feel for me, starting since I was 15, it's all been a journey to what I feel like now is the truest and fullest expression of me. Even when I was 16 in that group, I was writing songs in the bathroom, kind of carving out what feels like me and what kind of writing style feels like me. This feels really good. And, kind of going through the process and being like, you know, getting closer and closer to what feels like the most me. And obviously the you changes. And I feel like this album is kind of like the most tapped in and the most honest and raw I've been in the studio. And that was always my intention. Like, I never knew what kind of music was going to come out. I never knew what, you know, what that was going to look like or sound like. But my intention was, how can I be the most honest, the most vulnerable, you know, and have the most integrity every day in the studio. And that like wasn't always easy, but it made, I feel like, the most true expression of me to this date.
I just saw that you have released a date for Familia.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Yeah. Spring, yeah?
Yep. Yeah, it's coming. I mean, it's April. So it's like right around the corner.
Exciting.
But I'm really excited. It's been literally like, I started this album, like, I think the beginning of the pandemic. And I think something that's like important for me to talk about too is like, literally before the pandemic, I was in such a like low place mentally. I was like, I don't even know, guys, if I'm gonna get back in the studio. Like, I was really feeling burnt out before kind of the pandemic hit and like kind of forced us all to, you know, have a lifestyle change. And then, you know, after that, I started like going to therapy. I changed even my process in the studio. You know, the process started really with me being like, Scott, you and me in my, you know, family house in Miami, in my bedroom, friggin' studio, guitar, piano. I'll read you my diary. That's it.
Let's just,
you know,
yeah,
I feel like,
down.
Yeah, stripped down, because I was just like, I was just in a really place, honestly. Like, mentally, I had like kind of crippling anxiety. Like, it was really, really hard. And so I think that I was like, if this process, like if writing isn't an aid to me feeling better, then like I'm not going to do it. And it really was, you know. That's kind of like why this album is called Familia, because I mean, there's layers to that name too. Obviously, it's like my family, like my blood family, but also like I feel like the family that I made along the way. You know, in writing this album, and like kind of going to a place where I could be me again, and I could like be intimate with people again. And that was the healing thing, you know.
It's so interesting to watch you talk about it, because I can see, I don't know, I can see you thinking about it, being reflective about it, and being thoughtful about it. So I'm sure when that day comes out, it'll be a very special day when it's released in spring.
April 8th,
April.
baby.
April 8th.
April 8th.
Camila Cabello, you are always so kind and generous. Thanks for coming on. Great to see you again. Great to chat with you, and look forward to doing it in person someday.
Yes. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Sissany.
Congratulations.
You're welcome. Bye, girl.
Bye.